Hello, hello, hello. Today we are
Yo,
joined here with Mr.
I am Ibaaku. What's up?
A 20.
What up?
This is going to be the first episode of Pass the Mic. This is a new alternative music online show. We're trying to have it on YouTube and maybe eventually Patreon, where we try to highlight different alternative music artists, not just from Africa, but all over the world, that are focused on more on continent music outside of quote unquote Western music, whatever that means. We try to focus not only on general alternative electronic music, but also rock music, drum and bass, trip hop, whatever, just outside of the general pop music scene, and highlighting the artists. And the whole concept of Pass the Mic is basically, I know an artist that you don't know, you know an artist that I don't know. So I'm literally passing the mic to you to put us on to who is Ibaaku listening to right now on the 11th of August? What's the vibe? What's the sound? So you're going to share all of that with us and more. But for now, let's start off with, who are you? Let us know. Let the people know.
Hey, yo. So, thank you. I'm super honored to be like the first of this Pass the Mic series. And I define myself, like I redefine myself every time. So, lastly, I will say that I'm a sonic world builder. And yeah, based in Senegal, in Dakar particularly, and yeah, let's say that a sonic world builder, sonic poet, and yeah, I think it sums up really well what I'm doing right now.
All right, nice. Sonic world builder. So I know behind the scenes stories of you just getting back on tour. Do you want to share a little bit more of what that's like to go on tour from Senegal? Let's say, I know you were in Germany, you're in a bunch of other places. How does that work for you as the sonic world builder, bringing your sound to a sound outside of Senegal? Like, how is that for you?
Yo, it's chaotic.
Fair.
To be real. Be real, no. I mean, yeah, I mean, there is a part of chaos for sure, like because you're running around like everywhere, but also it's just super inspiring, like to go to places and share your art with people, meeting new people, discovering new places. And yeah, but I'm saying it's chaotic because at one point, like you need to rest and process all the informations and digest it. But this part, I think this part, me, I always like traveling. Yeah, I can define myself also as a time traveler, by the way. But yeah, it's really inspiring. It's really inspiring. I was the last 3 months in Germany with our collective for a project. Our collective Kenu for a project initiated by Adi Beta, and yeah, it was super interesting to develop it and meet the scene in Berlin specifically. And yeah. So yeah, follow our page if you want to know more about the Penguin Bar. That's the name of the project. Um,
Yeah. I'll share more of those links under for the caption for this episode as well. Penguin Bar, Kenu Collective, all of it. So do you wanna just briefly share a little bit more about the project that you all were working on in Germany, just really briefly?
Yeah, actually, it's a project about a bar called the Penguin Bar. It was a bar, like I think it was the first bar actually after the Second War in Germany, in Berlin specifically. It was one of the first African jazz bar, founded by an African, but also like run by also like a couple of Germans. And yeah, we did like let's say a reenactment of this bar in a festival called Performing Exiles in Berlin at the Berliner Festspiele. So like for 7 nights, we curated 7 nights in that bar where we brought what we're doing here in Senegal, in Dakar, like pluridisciplinary event. So each night had like performances, music, of course, theater screenings of our films, fashion, also talks. But yeah, it's about like the Black presence in Berlin. So I mean, in Germany in general. So it was quite interesting, like to get in touch with the scene, specifically the jazz scene, but not just the cultural scene, let's say, the art scene, um, by the Africans or the um, yeah, the people, the Black people or the mixed people who are in Berlin, in Germany, and create something together and think and reflect about the different thematics, since the Second War, like how Africans, how Black people um, are creating like this space in Germany. So it was about that. We did like these 7 nights that were really intense, but really interesting also at the same time. Yeah.
Definitely a mix of both sonic world building and time traveling from World War II to now. And then I guess also maybe a little bit looking at the future of that past impact, current project, and how that moves forward into the future of Black presence, Black music, Black culture in Berlin, because this is definitely a stepping stone as well for other things that will come forward from this project too, inspiring other artists, etc. too. Really, really cool work. I also know that you have your own alternative kind of electronic music record label with other artists. And I think that'd be really cool for other people to learn more about as well, if you don't mind talking about it.
Yeah, definitely, of course.
Put them on.
Yeah, since 2020, me and my comrades and friend Ali Beta, we've created this label called Musicute. It means the music of the now in Wolof. So Musicute is focused on electronic music and Afro jazz, like in the wider sense, in Senegal specifically. We are based in Dakar, so since 2020, we really want to push the other music because we realize that we have, let's say, 2 big genres in Senegal that are like the biggest, that are in the mainstream, the radio everywhere. So we have the popular music, which is the mbala, but we have the hip hop scene, which is huge here in Senegal. But at the same time, you have like other musics. You have like I will not even say like it's alternative because it's been part of our history, like musical history here. So you have reggae, you have what quote unquote traditional music. You have a lot of different type of music, and in the last years you have more and more like electronic sounds. You have a bit of rock music. So we wanted to really focus on that and bring platforms for that. So we've started with our lanes. Me and Ali Beta. Me, I'm more into like experimental and electronic sounds. Ali Beta is more into Afro jazz. So we wanted to create this space, this realm where we can express ourselves, but also where we can bring up platforms for other artists that are in the same vein. So since 2020, we've started with that, with our solo project, me and Ali Beta, but also with other artists. Like right now we have Samba Lobby, who's doing like blues and rock, but really inspired by the Malian, let's say Malian sound blues of Mali. We have also like a super great singer, Bambina Bambi, who's really, yeah, who had a really wide range outside of, like the urban or the Senegalese, typical Senegalese scene. So yeah, we try to push this. We're working also with other electronic, let's say electronic beat makers, and organizing like events, and we're working on some releases right now. So by the end of the year, or by next year, like we have my album coming up, Ali Beta album also, and also Samba Lobbies, who's working on his project. So there's a lot of interesting music that is coming out of the label. So yeah, so stay tuned to Mizikutei Records. Yeah.
Nice. Shameless plug. We'll also put that information in the comments. You can follow all of the other work Ibaaku is doing. So 2020 until now, 2023, that was kind of just like in the middle of COVID, no? Like in the middle of this COVID campaign, right? So what's the journey been like for the past 3 years? What does that really look like for you? What's been the general public response, not just in Senegal, also maybe regionally, internationally? How has that been for you for the process for the past 3 years?
It's been life-changing, because it gave me the opportunity to sit and reflect about what I want, where I want to go, like as a musician, as an artist. And it gave us like the space and time to create Kenulab with Ali Beta, which is an art space here in Dakar.
We will also plug that. We will plug that information.
Yeah. So it gave us the time and space to create this art space, which is like a community with a lot of community-based activities. It gave us the time and space, and since there, we created the art space just at the beginning of the pandemic, actually, and we transformed our house, me and Adi, like to this art space, and we started to do like community activities around art and culture with the community, and also we started a cultural mapping of Wakam, which is like the area where we live and the neighborhood where we live in Dakar, to really understand the environment, the cultural environment, really, to really have an understanding of what is going on culturally, and how culture is really central in the different activities. Can be entrepreneurship of in the neighborhood, can be like all the studios that we have here, musical studios, can be let's say the mythology or the religions, or like the spirituality of the labels here. Like, so it's really, there's a wide, like there's a diversity of things that we've sold, and we got interested throughout this mapping, and we developed projects like trainings, always about art, always about culture. So trainings in theater, screenings in the neighborhood, open air screenings, performances, and so on and so on. So since 2020, that's what we've been on. And for me specifically, I've also developed this idea of NeoDakar, which is like I would say like a formless concept. It takes lot of shapes. So it took the shapes of mixtapes, but the overall ideas is to really reflect on this new scene, this new fresh air of culture and artistic movements here in Dakar. So I've named it NeoDakar. So it took the shapes of a series of interviews, it took the shape of mixtape, took the shape of events. Yeah, just to document and bring a platform for this new scene that is that is prevailing since the last years. So yeah, so it's been like 3 years very intense in activities, in reflection, but yeah, like I said, it's really life changing. We took really a really radical other direction. So yeah, that's what I've been on the last years, yeah.
So through everything that you've gone through from 2020 to 2023, what would you say would be one of the biggest lessons that you could share, or a piece of advice that you could share of starting this project? Or what could be a piece of advice you'd like to share? It can be positive. It can be real. Yeah. It could be a real lesson. Don't have to be positive. Okay. Let the people know.
There's a lot of lessons,
but the biggest lesson, or a couple of big lessons, big short lessons.
Yeah, I mean, as I would say, as an artist, like from my POV from my point of view of as an artist, I would say for me the biggest lesson is yeah, go for it, don't wait, and go for it, like to really, I mean, for me as an artist, I would say like this entrepreneurship, how can I say, like, can I say in English, in French, to entreprendre, like that's the word, entreprendre. How can I say, like, to be an entrepreneur, you know?
Keep that entrepreneur energy and spirit, I guess.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because yeah, I mean, we in an era where we have a lot of means to do stuff. So if you have an idea, you have a vision, go for it. You know, don't wait nobody, and go for it, and think big, and but start right now. You know. Yeah, because it's been like this idea of Kenu Lab, the community, the art space that we've created. It was in our heads for some years because we were traveling everywhere, but we didn't have time to really focus in our country, for our community. So at one point we were like, yeah, like we really questioned ourselves, what is the aim of what we're doing, and we've yeah, of course we've think of it, but we immediately started, you know, and I've learned a lot, like in this adventure. I'm still learning, but like one of the main lesson, I think, it's like to be on your shit, like yeah, be on your shit.
How would you describe that? How would you describe that? Can mean so many things. How would you describe that statement?
How can I describe it? I mean, really don't, like, it's not just the thing is not just to be talented or to focus on your, of course you have to develop your skills and your craft, but you have to develop like other skills, or aside of your talent. You know what I mean? yeah, you have to understand like the politics, the strategies. You have to understand like the different layers of like your environment, and that is the art side. But also for me, for us, it also gives us, like, I've learned a lot with our communities, you know, with our community here in Dakar. Like it's really inspiring, and to go and talk with the different groups of our community that are engaged in the politics of the neighborhood, that are engaged in the like women who are doing entrepreneurships. Really, I mean, for me, I can sum up like it. Be really, you have to really be really list. How can I say? I have the words in French. Sorry, but
well, you're basically trying to say, okay, if this is what you want to do, talent's not going to take you there only. You need to learn about the lay of the land. You need to invest the time and energy into perfecting your craft, learning more about your community, because I mean, that's who's going to listen to your music, right? And also who's going to support you through your music and can also be inspired. So it's not just the work for yourself, it's the work for everybody else, you know, I guess.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's a holistic approach, and not getting so worked up on focusing on talent's going to get me by. I mean, you can have someone who has no experience in something that just like goes ham. If it's somebody who's doing production that's releasing like 10 songs a day, like I've seen some of these Nigerian electronic producers, man, they produce like 2-3 songs and they send me a message. They're like, please push. And I'm like, dude, you just sent me a track yesterday. Like, even though if they didn't have that skill and they didn't have that talent, they're just like working on it day to day, finding friends on the block, dancing to their music, share that they're on it, you know. I guess it's just about believing in it, pushing it, like going crazy on it. Yeah,
I mean, yeah, for sure. It's not an easy way. It's not an easy, let's say, route. Like artistic route is not easy. It's very, it needs, you know, it needs time. It needs observing your environment, listening. It needs a lot of stuff. So yeah,
water to grow like a flower.
Yeah.
And resting. Big advocate for that. Going ham, but then also taking a nap after, you know. For sure. What would you say that you've seen has been the impact of the investment that you've been making in alternative electronic music? Let's just say for Senegal to start off, or regionally, like how have you seen things changed in the scene in this day and age, not just with music today, but in general?
Wow, like I want to say that I don't see the impact. I don't see the impact.
You're like, none. No, come on.
Yeah, because what I what I do is, but it's not in an arrogant way, or in a like, what I do is really specific and really new here. But but on the other side, I can see the impact. I can see the impact in sense of why, like, because the vision of what I do is, it's like how can I dig in our cultural heritage, in our all the stuff that we forgot, all the stuff that we think we don't want. Like when I say that, I think about, like, specifically for me, for my project, it's about like the culture in Casamance.
You're talking about Alien Cartoon, or your new upcoming project? Or all of your
both
projects? Any project you're involved in.
let's say in the last 6 years, I've been focused on that. I've been focused on the culture, the sounds of Casamance, you know.
Which is
And
also where you're from.
yeah. Part of where I'm from, like my dad is from there, and we are really proud of our culture. We are really also we doing a lot of we really conserve this culture, but for me there is also like a step further, you know. That's what I want to bring, like how can we bring this music, these sounds with other influences? How can we bring it in the future? Like what
can we
will
time
be
travel?
yeah, you know. So like my whole vision the last 6-7 years was about that. And yeah, why did I say why did I arrive there actually? What was the question?
The question was what it was. Where are you at right now? No, it was looking at the influence and impact of like electronic music now in Senegal and in the region as well. Where are we at?
So yeah, I don't even want to like to talk about like my impact and all that. I'm just really focused on what I can bring, you know, as a musician, because it's a whole thing. It's a whole world. It's a whole universe. There's a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
And I want to keep doing that. But so I want other people to join in that adventure, you know. So the impact will be really, you know, powerful. But for now, I'm just doing. I'm just adding my, you know, my part, you know, to this bigger vision. But the bigger vision is like really. It's really to create an utopia, like with music, culture, like how this culture can how we gonna what is the use of this culture now and for the futures, you know. So that's my vision of it. So for now, I can't talk about an impact for now. For sure, there's an impact, but you know, maybe we can talk about like in 10 years or like in 20 years. But I feel like on the beginning of something for sure. But yeah.
Where do you see, in a short answer, where do you see or what do you want to see for electronic or alternative music in Senegal or West Africa in the next 5 years? What do you see it looking as? Fizzling into the dust? Growing? Like what do you think it looks like?
Yeah, first of all, I think we have to redefine like this idea of electronic music. Because like because like for now the idea in Africa, in West Africa, the idea of electronic music we have is really we say that it's it's music for white people, you know. It's really white. I think first of all that's one of the things that we have to define by ourselves, you know. And from there, I think we have really a bright future, you know, because there is a lot to bring. So yeah, one of the let's say one of the work we have to do is to decolonize this idea, decolonize the dance floor, decolonize the BPMs.
And find our own center, and not looking outside. Yeah, because we have it, we're doing it. We just need to claim it as what it is, you know.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, for me, that's yeah, like when we're gonna understand that yeah, as you said, like we already have it, we've been doing it, you know, and I think it's coming like when you look at what is going on in the South Africa, in Ethiopia, in Kenya, yeah, there is a lot of interesting stuff, like in the north of Africa, a lot of interesting stuff. Speaking of electronic music, so I'm really optimistic about it. So, yeah.
Yeah, I think this is also a great segue for you to pass the mic. Who is paving the way? Who is making this what it is? Who are you listening to these days? You can be listening to music and you're like, that's not that great, but I'm listening to it, so people should check it out. It's not my vibe. Check it out though, you know, like who are you listening to? Who are a couple of
That's
people
a
that
hard,
you're listening to?
that's a hard one. That's a hard. I'm listening to a lot of different stuff, but I've been listening, but I think like you mean like in the electronic realm or like it
Electronic
can.
alternative music scene. Who would you love for us to have to learn more about their music? Who are you listening to? Who do you think more people should be listening to that they're not listening to? Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I mean,
Off the TikTok, get off the TikTok, get off the Vine, get off the whatever people are using these days. I don't
yeah,
even know. I can't even act like I know all the social apps at all. I need to re-download Instagram, speaking of that.
yeah.
But like, you know, what are people listening to outside of these apps that they should be listening to, that they should go in and dig through, put people on?
Okay. So I mean, yeah, there's this producer from Angola called Nazar.
Nala?
Nazar,
Nazar,
N-A
okay.
Nazar.
Mm-hmm.
He's in the Hyperdub roster, which is like a big electronic music label, but
Mm-hmm.
he's doing like really. I will not even like describe it. Like just go and listen to what he's
Go
doing. Like he's
listen, Nazar, people, get on it.
yeah, I would say that's some futuristic guru. I really like his stuff. So Ethiopia, you have a guy called Ethiopian Records,
Mm-hmm.
or a guy called Mikael Seifu.
Mm-hmm.
Really guys that are really decolonizing the dance floor, decolonizing the electronic music realm.
Mm-hmm.
Um, who else? Who else? I will not forget also like my label comrades, people like Ali Beta here in Senegal. Definitely go check him out. Who else? I think I did a list. Let me check my list, yo.
You made a list for us. We're gonna he might not talk about everybody, but we're gonna share this all-encompassing list with you guys. You cannot miss. They normally have like Obama's summer playlist. We're gonna put together Ibaaku's summer playlist. You guys gotta go check it out. For sure.
Yeah, I mean, um, yeah, actually, it was a list of influences. But yeah,
Ah,
Nazar,
okay.
yeah, Nazar, Ethiopian Records, Mikael Seifu, Ali Beta, who else? Oh yeah, but I mean, he doesn't need my cosign, but I would say the guys that really touched me this year, he's from South Africa. He's a legend. Kabza the Small, also, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
We
yeah,
all know him, and if you don't know him, where are you? What rock are you living under? No.
yeah. Kabza the
Yes.
Small is really, he got something, and like
Mm.
the Amapiano movement, but specifically this guy,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. I've really been touched with his music.
Mm.
So and
Awesome.
also like I think he's redefining this electronic music realm, like recentering in it. So yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right. Thank you for passing the mic to those artists. Definitely gonna share links for people to check them out below in the section under this video on whatever platform this is on that you're watching this. All right, Ibaaku, thank you so much for joining us on the first episode of Pass the Mic. Do you have any final words you'd like to share with us?
Wow,
Or
that's
a
the
word, if you wanted to share a single word with us to leave us with.
like right, I will say now. That's my favorite word.
Now, legi, now,
Yeah.
maintenant.
Now, today, like yeah, act today, live today, love today, be today, be your
Wow.
fullest self. Yeah.
Wow. That kind of got deep. It kind of got deep. Act today, live today, be today, now.
Yeah.
That sounds
Yeah.
like some lyrics for some house tracks. So
Oh yeah,
you should produce that. We should produce that.
Sure, yeah, we should do that.
You get the sample off this. All right,
Yeah.
Ibaaku, thank you so much for joining us. And
Thanks to you.
I will definitely share the link with you on the video. Thanks everyone for watching. Feel free to share any other artists you'd like for us to feature in Pass the Mic. And see you next time for the next session. Bye, everybody.